guys have literally nothing to listen to, well, I made a Spotify account and I already got verified, so I'll be posting music soon. If you want to listen to it, make sure to go check it out. Link in description below. Yo, what is up guys, it's me, Gemma here, and this video is a little bit different. Today I'll be rating XJEMAx YouTubers based on their design, videos, and etc. So, for example, here's me. There's some stuff here and there, but I'll be rating all of these people here, and I will leave their links in the description below so you can go check them all out. First, we're gonna begin with Typer, and already off the bat, his designs are pretty impressive, but his profile pic, if I'm being honest, it could use a lot of work, but otherwise it's very good. Now his thumbnails I also like. They're very minimalistic and they're fairly good. A lot of them are pretty interesting too, and I mean most of them are very unique with the fonts, the backgrounds, and everything. To be honest, it's pretty impressive. It's some very good stuff right here. For his content, I think it's very unique because he writes things. I've never really seen that. He's done some interesting things with his cars. He does some news, you know, just basic stuff. Sometimes he does competition videos or stuff like this. Wait, no, this video, like, he updated us on something new like Twitter. He updates us on, you know, his records. It's pretty interesting. It's a bit personal sometimes, and sometimes it's just fun. Sometimes it's just news. Sometimes it's things like this, for example. Some very interesting videos. In general, I'd give him probably, so far, a rating of 10 out of 10. Maybe the profile pic 9.5. As of his recording quality and videos, so if I'm being real, his camera quality is not that good. Neither is his screen quality so far from what I see. His FPS is fairly low, which is not very good for a YouTuber from my perspective. It seems to me that his resolution is maybe a little stretched, unless I'm going insane. But I think that it is stretched. It just looks like it is, because it is actually. So yeah, I honestly think that he could improve this. Like, he could try to improve it at least. I don't know what he uses really, but he could do better. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty good. Like, his descriptions are pretty nice too. He should probably link some things like socials if he has any, not that I know of, but I think he has a Twitter and a Discord server. I'd say this thumbnail was very nice. Like I said before, his thumbnails are pretty good. The video quality itself isn't that great, to be honest. For, I mean, 11,000 subscribers could be a little better. So for the videos themselves, I'll give it a 5. It's watchable, it's enjoyable, it's just very low quality. That's for Typer. And also, as a little bonus, he has a join button, which I think is pretty cool. Which is, yeah, it's pretty nice. Next up, we have Ace. So Ace Typer, right off the bat, the design is a 10 out of 10. I could give it a 200 out of 10 if I could, because I mean, that profile pic is very good. And this is even better. Like, I mean, just look at all the details. There's some cash, the perk that he just got. For Sar, his socials are kind of here. You can't really see. He has a pattern here, pattern down here, and that thing here, some cars, his link here. Ace cards, of course. Honestly, it's just spectacular, and since I do graphic design, I gotta just give this a 200 out of 10 if I could. So his thumbnails, I think they're very eye-catching, including this. Like, you can clearly tell he got the perk. You can clearly tell he's talking about Trailblazers. You can tell that he's visited every page because of the customizer cache in the daily shop. His blending is pretty good, but text, I can't really see this very well from far away without looking really. So if I just like looked, I could really tell what that says. So sometimes he does that happens. I've seen that somewhere. Kind of like here, just blends in a little bit. He needs to, you know, blur a little bit more in my opinion, but that's about it, right? For example, here you can't even see the text. I just noticed it, actually, I'm not even lying. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty good. Like, his thumbnails are pretty professional because they're very eye-catching and they're very simple, which is good. So I like that a lot. And I just don't know how he isn't more known in the community. Then if we check out his videos. So for his videos, I'll just lower the volume. First of all, his audio quality is pretty good. Now, he doesn't have a microphone from what I can hear, but his audio quality is very good. It's pretty clear. He has a background music right off the bat. That's good. His quality is very decent. His face cam is also high quality. Let's check out his FPS. The FPS is also good, so it's all smooth, which is very nice. It's not a very common occurrence from what I've seen so far. He's also fairly entertaining to watch with the music he picks, and I mean, it's very good. His descriptions are also very nice because they include some tags to sort out his content. He has his socials here. He kind of explains the video in the description, which is nice. And he has a form. I don't know really. Oh yeah, because the giveaway, right. So he has everything properly linked. He has a pinned comment to like inform stuff, yeah. He even has a join button, just like Penguin. And honestly, these are some better perks. Huh. But yeah, so for Ace, he has focused on what he is meant to do, and he did it. He also has a pretty good featured video here, which I was gonna actually watch recently, but I just didn't have time. He has this, which is pretty nice of him to do. He even does live streams and shorts. Penguin Typer, not so much. So Ace Typer, I'll give this man a 10 out of 10. A very good YouTuber. I think he deserves more attention, although he already has a lot of it. His graphic design is very good. His thumbnails are very eye-catching. His quality is just impressive and outstanding. Next up, we have Nate Dogg, and he is an interesting guy. So he makes Nitrotype videos, as you can clearly tell. His thumbnails are mostly good. Some of them just need a little bit of editing, just a little bit. Like this one, I don't really know what I'm really looking at because it's just too small. And there's just so many things to start noticing, like it's actually split here and it's on and off and all new, go back to, it's just a little too much, I think. This is a pretty good thumbnail. Some of them need just a little bit of better, design, but that's pretty rare to see when it's not that good. Like some colors just don't really look that great, they don't really mix. This is a pretty decent example. This is a pretty good, I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't know, just something about this is just not right. And then this thumbnail is honestly not that good, I'd say, but pretty decent for what the video is about. I'd say these two thumbnails, they are not that great because there's just too much going on. The text blends in. But otherwise, I'd say his thumbnails are pretty good. His logo is actually pretty cool here, and this is a little bit low resolution, but it's actually pretty good too. So I'll give this a 9 out of 10 for the graphic design. Now the thumbnails, I'll give them a 9 out of 10 as well because some just don't really look that great after all. For his content though, live streams, he does those often, which is what I noticed. And I watched this one for quite a bit because I missed it, unfortunately. So right off the bat, he has the chat, which is pretty nice. He has the viewer count, which he probably needs to just make a little smaller. Now, little bad thing I noticed is his frame rate is pretty low. I just gotta be honest, his frame rate could use some work. His quality, on the other hand, is actually very decent. I like it. As for the content, I think it's pretty nice to see someone, just race with their friends and fans and just have some fun. I like that. His other videos, which are not live racing, doing giveaways, are also very, very good. I've watched them a lot, honestly. So, for example, he does this, auto reload. His audio quality is just good. I think his video quality is very good, and I scrapped the frame rate thing. It's just for his live streams, which I understand sometimes might have low frame rate. It's not his fault. Here, I'd say his quality is just outstanding, and the frame rate is also very good. He also does a very good step-by-step tutorial on this, which I think is very nice. Now, what I don't really know how he did is how to make this higher quality, because when I zoom in, it's always low quality. That is pretty cool to see that it's actually higher quality. And he has a very calm and relaxing voice to go along with it. He's like kind of ASMR-ish, which I think is very nice to see. His description is fairly descriptive, I'd say, which is very cool too, because it's just nice to see. Honestly, Nate Dogg is fairly underrated, just like Ace Typer. They're both fairly underrated for what they do. Nate Dogg, he just needs to fix his thumbnails in my opinion, and maybe increase the resolution of his banner, and then he'll be a solid 10 out of 10. I'd say graphic design is like a solid 9. His content is just 10, and that's about it. Next up, we have Dragon Typer, which is someone I kind of started watching recently. I just saw a few videos like these two. Saw this video, I saw this video, I saw, this video. It's pretty interesting. His content is pretty unique. Like, I have not seen this. His animation in the video is also pretty nice. I just like his voice too. It just sounds a little funny, but it's very nice. It's pretty interesting to hear someone younger, than the usual age. I like his animations here, which are pretty nice. His music choice is pretty nice, along with this little fade in. His video quality is very nice, and his frame rate is also outstanding, including his audio. It seems that as though he has animated everything. Yeah, he has. Now, I don't know about his outro, did he do one? He seems to also give info about the cars, which is nice. And that's a very good graphic design right here. Oh, 12, I thought it was more. The music for his outro is pretty nice. Now, I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, so I don't want to risk losing my channel, but pretty good stuff. As for graphic design, I like the logo that he has. It's very minimalistic but very eye-catching. Not so much for the banner, to be honest. It's just, it doesn't work at all, and I don't really know why it's there. So I'll give a like an 8 or a 9 because it's good. It just doesn't really matter. His thumbnails though, very good and eye-catching. Like just like Ace Typers, they're simplistic and they don't blend in with the background, which is good because the text stands out and it all connects and makes sense. Like from here, I can guess it's something about like having both of these cars or something. And if I look at the title, Netflix Blue and one hashtag account, I guess I was kind of close. So yeah, his thumbnails are very good, especially this one. I like this one. They're all eye-catching. I gotta say that's pretty hard to achieve, especially Nitrotype, but he did it very well, if I'm being honest. I really like what he's done. His content is also outstanding, and his audio quality, his everything is just very good, especially this thumbnail, which features the logos, so you know who is featured in the video right off the bat. And it's just good. His home tab looks pretty nice. He has a featured video. I'm not gonna unsubscribe just to see the non-subscriber video because that's just not cool. He also has apparently more channels, which is interesting. His popular uploads, personal favorites, which I haven't really seen anybody do actually, and top 10s apparently. Huh. Well, that's nice. But yeah, so Dragon Typer, honestly, a 10 out of 10. This guy is very good. He's fairly underrated, although he is pretty known. Next we have my good friend Skittles Typer. Honestly, his graphic design is very good. It's the YouTube background, which I recognize because I used to use it. Recolored with a lot of effects. Some nice stuff, you know. It all blends in well. It looks good. It describes his stuff pretty good too, I gotta say. He has his link here, which is pretty nice to see. His logo is also pretty clean. His home tab is pretty nice because it has his playlist, YouTube friends. I'm not there.
Hey, excuse me, explain that?
He has live streams, giveaways, and trolling apparently. Huh, okay. So for his videos and thumbnails, I don't really like some of them, because the text just blends in. I thought I couldn't really see that. This one is just a screenshot. This one, I mean, this is the best thumbnail I've ever seen. This is a pretty good one, although it's really just a meme. This is just a news post, you know. This is very small and hard to see, but you know what it says. Some of them are pretty bad. Some of them are very good, like this one. This one's a bit, you know, too blended. This one's just beautiful. But yeah, I'd say his thumbnails are like a 7. Maybe a 6, because a lot of them are just not that great, nor are they eye-catching. But a lot of them are pretty good, you know, I'd say that. His content is very unique, I'd say. It's just funny things, some interesting thingies, and some unique things. And memes, and news, and short updates, giveaways, interviews even. That's pretty gangster. He does some skits too, here and there. For example, this one. He does some interesting thingies, I just gotta say that. He even rickrolled Corndog apparently. He even does some leaks, because yes. And he has some funny things too, which I think is very nice to see. It's a lot of uniqueness, I gotta say. There's just a lot of it. I like him because of his content mostly. So if you give a video a watch. Wait, I'm here? What? I haven't actually seen this one. Alright. But it seems to be decent. His quality is very good though. Speed typing, what you doing? What are you stalking me for? Come on now. But yeah, so I'd say his content is very unique. It's pretty funny. It's very funny. Alright, before I become a Skittles simp, I gotta say his content is very unique and funny, so that's a 10 out of 10. His video quality is very good. His audio quality is just impressive, and FPS is very good too. His graphic design is a solid 10 out of 10 as well. His thumbnails are like a 7 though. Like I said, 7 or 6, so that's not very good. He's extremely underrated. I'd say 2K subscribers would fit him better. And also, I just forgot to mention speed typing. So I'm gonna go to him real quick. So speed typing, I think his graphic design is very good on the banner, not so much in here because it's just, well, his keyboard. I'd say his thumbnails are very good. Just very good. And they're extremely eye-catching too. His voice is fairly satisfying, which is pretty nice too. And he does some interesting videos. And for his content, if it's gonna load, I've already watched it, so I can, and I'm guessing a lot of you did. So just to say, his audio quality is good, FPS is good, and you know, his just video quality is also good. And since my wife doesn't want to cooperate to finish this video, so hopefully I can still finish the video by doing Soul, Gru, Darks, and myself. Next up we have solo.to. He hasn't posted in quite a bit of time, although he's gonna return soon. Well, let's go over his homepage. I think his thumbnails are Pretty good. He does Fortnite, so he stole that from Fortnite, I guess. He does some art on the thumbnails, which I think is awesome. He makes custom cards, which is pretty interesting. He also linked his other channels, which is nice. And they're all, you know, different. They have a different artwork associated with them, which I think is nice. His graphic design is outstanding, although it is kind of low quality at some places, like here, for example, and there, but otherwise it's good. I'd say it's a bit rough, but that's about it. He also does some shorts, which is pretty interesting because I don't see them, you know, YouTubers doing that often. As of his videos, I think they're pretty unique because he does some interesting challenges like typing at average speed, like some just out of context 20s, some relatable things in his shorts, basically. He leaks the shop, which is pretty interesting to see sometimes because not a lot of people do it. Although, well, he hasn't uploaded in ages. He has custom cards, which is cool. And he explains some things. Now, nothing is going to load, so I can't really guys show you anything as of his videos because this happens. But from what I've seen, his quality is good. His FPS could use some work. His audio quality, well, he doesn't speak some, so there's that. But he's very good. I think he needs his 1,000 subscribers now. So go give him some love. Next up, we have Typist, which is a pretty small Nitrotype YouTuber. From what I've seen, his thumbnails they're pretty bad quality, but they're eye-catching still. They're still good. They're just, you know, that and that. Just not that great. They could use some professionalizing, if you want to put it that way. His content that I've seen it's pretty nice. Some videos are for beginners, which is pretty nice. I think that's pretty unique. I haven't really seen anybody do that. He does some shoutouts here and there, which is pretty nice to see. And he does some, you know, news and updates, some personal updates, which is cool. You know, more news, which is pretty sick because there's not enough news, and it's pretty interesting to hear perspectives. Exposes botters. He talks about like celebration, does giveaways, streams, which is nice, and honestly it's pretty good. Let's see if I can actually get a video to pull up, and I think we have succeeded. It says dislikes. That's pretty sad. I think he sounds fairly young, and his frame rate is pretty decent. It's not good, like good, but it's fine because it's like 30 FPS. His video quality, it's good. It's not great, not terrible, but it's good. It's better than average is what I'm gonna say. Now, what I think he does is he stretches this out a little too far because he's still talking, and then he finally shows how to do it for about 1 minute and 30 seconds, which I think is not that great for this video. Tutorials should be more simplified because you should be giving all this background story really when you're doing a very quick tutorial because people want to just get to it. But I'd say his content, it's pretty decent. His audio quality is also very outstanding, so videos is like a 9. His graphic design, I like it. It's a bit iffy, just a bit unprofessional in a way, but it's pretty good. It's like I like this more than that. It kind of matches, kind of doesn't at the same time. I'd honestly give him a solid like 7, maybe an 8 for this graphic design. For his videos, like an 8 just for the videos because they're a bit fleshed out. The thumbnails are probably like a 6 or a 7 really because most of them just are very unprofessional, but they're still good looking. I'm not saying they're bad. I'd say he does need at least 700 subscribers for what he does. I think he is already great enough to get 1,000, but I can see him with 700. Not sure about 1,000 though, if I'm being honest. Next we have a very small YouTuber with some impressive graphic design, first of all, and I also made this logo for him, so that's pretty nice. Wait, I think he actually used that, I don't really know, but this is outstanding. Like, I gotta say, this is impressive. His logo is pretty clean and just simple. He has all his link, which is already a big green flag for me, which means it's a good YouTuber. Well, most of the times. It's pretty good, yeah. 10 out of 10. What can I say? His thumbnails, in my opinion, they are decent. They could use some PNG-fying, if you want to call it out, you know. Like this, for example. They blended pretty well because things glow. They stand out. They don't just, you know, turn into one thing. He does some news. he likes the pog face. He does live streams. And he does some jokes, you know. Pretty interesting things. He also leaks the shop, which is cool. Now, he also does, like, the things about strange things in, you know, Nitrotype, like the team tags that I've seen. His intro is pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't work with the song, but the animation is good. his voice sounds very cool, I gotta say that. He has some pretty bad video quality. His FPS is decent. I think his videos are very informative. I've seen many others. He also goes over things in a pretty interesting and unique way. His thumbnails are pretty nice too, you know? But this guy, I think he needs to be way more known. Like my level or even higher. Because in my opinion, he just does some very cool things. But he really is not rewarded for it. So I don't know why you guys aren't subscribing to him. Because you should be. Because I mean, his thumbnails, they're very good. They could use a little bit of improvement here and there. But otherwise, they're very good. His content is a solid 10 out of 10. It's pretty nicely recorded and done. His thumbnails are pretty nice. In general, it's just a cool guy. So, yeah. And I'll just do myself for the funsies. Personally, I mean, I think this is some good design. I'm not going to rate myself, though, because, I don't know. I just don't feel like it. But I think I did this pretty well. Yes, I do everything myself. Yes, I made this and my thumbnails. My shoutouts are not related to my channel, really. So that's a pretty big minus. I only have my uploads, my feature video for subscribers and non-subscribers. As of my content, or like my thumbnails, I think, well, a little hypocritical, but they're a 10 out of 10 sometimes. Some of these are just memes, so they don't have such good thumbnails like these two. I just left them be. So from this point forth, I'm gonna rate, but from like this, I'm not really gonna bother because I left all of these just for memories. It just because I can, I don't. But really, we should be looking at from here to all the way here. So I'd say from here to here, my thumbnails are way better. And from here to here, they're just, well, they're very basic and I just got my computer really, so I didn't know anything. But honestly, I think my thumbnails are fairly eye-catching and they're pretty good. I'd say they look more professional than most of the people. More so than Nitrotype ones, really. I'm honestly a Nitrotype YouTuber now. I want to be known as that. So if you ignore all of these, I just left them for memories, just to know how I started. I'd say I'm very good at Nitrotype. More than anything. If I were to rate myself, I'd give this a 10 out of 10 because, I mean, it's fairly unique and it took a while to make. My thumbnails, the Nitrotype ones, a 10 out of 10 too because they're pretty nice. They look professional and just in general, they look pretty cool. As of my content, I have very good quality. I have a fully animated intro and outro. And even transitions. I'd say my video quality could use improvement. The reason why I lowered it is because when I edit, my videos tend to render for 30 minutes or more. And if I increase it any higher, it takes like an hour or two. And it uploads for like an hour. If I get better Wi-Fi, it'll increase. For the quality, it does need a help. The face cam, I think, in my opinion, is good. The audio quality is outstanding. The only thing I really need is video quality. And that's about it, if I'm being honest. So yeah, here's the video, I guess. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to everybody featured. That being Penguin, Ace, Nay, Dragon, Skittles, Soul, Groot, Darks, and, well, of course me, because I made the video after all. I'll see you guys eventually. Peace out. Bye.